especially on Millikin's campus. And to have this kind of conversation be a mandatory education because there is that huge unknown. And as a person who identifies as genderqueer and in a sorority, which is for, it's based on women's values, but I definitely identify with all of my sisters. And I feel very proud of my chapter because of this conversation that's been started.
We're proud of you. Laura?
I think one of the most important things you should do is really look into what your headquarters has to say about the issue. I know we kind of sort of started off a little bit with our own national headquarters talking about transgender and what it means to be transgender. They are kind of working on the issue right now. It's something that's going to be brought up in our national convention this summer. So it's really just starting that conversation with your national headquarters. Hey, where do we stand on this? What do we do? We are a part of our principles. We value cultural awareness. We value, accepting others. This is what this is for, to educate people, to show them about the unknown. And you have to do the same thing. If you don't know, if your sisters don't know, ask. Try to ask. Try to learn as much as possible. Because for a sister, like it was said already, there might be someone in your chapter who's transgender, who's your sister, and you want to show them that sisterhood. You want to show them that regardless of whether they look male or female, that you love them for who they are. And what better way to show them than by educating yourself and supporting them and advocating for them. So I think that's one of the things that you should do, definitely.
Millikin?
They basically said everything I was thinking, but my whole thing is actually thinking about it and addressing it. Like, actually having that discussion. For one, always, because I'm from a Divine Eye organization, and we are governed by our national headquarters. So to actually first look to see if that's ever been written anywhere, but then also anybody who would fall in that category would have to come through your chapter. So you need to have those conversations with people in your chapter to determine what they think and how they feel, and what do they feel. How do they feel your chapter looks like, your organization looks like? What do they feel are those certain characteristics? Just to even, so my big thing is just to first start the discussion, determine how you all truly feel about it before you get to talking to other people and determine how you want to move forward, but actually finding the truth and how you feel and, expressing it.
Thank you. Jessica, did you have something to say?
No, I'm snapping. Documented, and there's not much. NALCO organizations are way far ahead. Multicultural organizations, NPHC organizations, NPC or IFC organizations, or NIC organizations, there's not a lot of conversation going on. And I think that what's going to be amazing, what I think is going to be amazing is that I think NALCO is going to set the standard. Instead of the historically white organizations dictating what everybody needs to do, this is going to be a topic, I think, where the historically white organizations are going to have to realize how homophobic and how transphobic their traditional value-based organizations are, and they're going to have to play a game of catch-up. Because I think these conversations are happening much more frequently and with more honest earnest of trying just to do what is the right thing to do. I think those conversations are happening far more in the historically not white organizations, and NIC and NPC are going to have to play catch up, and I can't wait.
Thank you. This one hits a little closer to home, so I guess this one's kind of for Brooklyn. What's being done, do you know of anything that's being done on campus right now that is helping the transgender community or for anybody who's in our Greek system?
This panel tonight, I think this is the start. This has brought it to light. Prior, I haven't personally been approached by anybody with interest in wanting to join whom I identify with the transgender community. So beyond this tonight, I think this is starting it. So I anticipate that I will, and we can start the dialogue and the conversations and, following up in some of the curriculum. One of the, I guess I'm announcing one of the really cool things I'm working on this summer is really developing a curriculum for fraternity and sorority life and what we put out and what we promote to the community, but also what we experience ourselves. And a lot of that curriculum is being based on the social change model. So this is obviously a topic that can be threaded in there, that can continue to be some of that dialogue, you know, as we work on the curriculum for that this summer. So I think it's starting here today.
On a state level, because I know you're UVI and Eastern, do you know of anything that's going on your campuses?
We've had a couple of attempts to run a Greek Allies program, and this is more LGBT broadly, but obviously transgender issues come up. And I think I was mentioning to you earlier that I've done some presentations this year, both to risk managers in Panhell, and then also to a specific chapter, a sorority, that we're interested in learning more and really thinking about the topic. So those are real small level things, you know, they're not systemic institution or statewide things necessarily, but I do think sometimes just starting and having those conversations with